Hello and welcome to the Undoubtedly Real Production Company podcast, episode 2. I'm Jimmy Rancic, the founder, I guess you could say, of Undoubtedly Real Productions. This week we're talking to the creator and actor of the new show After. It's a series that is about the biblical end of times. And the creator is Andrew Jacob Brown. This is a new show that's going to be premiering on Tubi starting May 27th. So we're going to be talking to the creator, Andrew Jacob Brown, and Michael Oilar. He was one of my actors in the Cancer Card. I connected with him because I saw some trailers for this After series, and I thought this is going to make a great episode for the podcast. And we had a great time talking. Baylee joined us for this episode, my co-host, and we had such a good time getting to know a lot about this episode. We talked for 2 whole hours, getting to know about the show, about what happened behind the scenes, and talking about filmmaking overall. We talked a lot about faith too, what it's like to navigate faith and filmmaking and, gaining fans and popularity and status when people start recognizing you and stuff. And so there was 2 hours worth of really great content, I feel like. Podcasts are about an hour typically, and I wanted to put all this out there. So this is going to be a 2-parter episode. And it's great for me because I'm going on a trip in about a week and a half, and I thought I can put 2 episodes out, and I can put an episode out while I'm away so you guys can hear and have content to listen to while I'm away. So this first episode that I'm putting out this week is going to be much more getting to know the show. All 8 episodes are going to drop on May 27th. You can get to know the show, the creator and actor, Andrew Jacob Brown, my friend, and and Andrew's friend, Michael Oilar. You get to know those dudes, a lot of their camaraderie and who they are, and just kind of the nature of the business and a lot of the laughs we had. And then in about a week or 2, you'll hear more of the faith talk that we had and build this kind of, for lack of better words, or, to put it in a way, like this small group bonding. So when we do talk about faith and some of that deeper stuff, you feel like you've grown a sense of bonding where, like you might in a small group, you're willing to dig a little deeper into some theology type stuff that if we hit it over the head in the beginning, you'd be like, oh, they're going too deep. I'm going to exit this podcast right away. So that'll come in about a week or 2. And I learned a lot of things in this first interview with this podcast that you'll hear. It was a trial by fire. Michael showed up a half hour late to our recording because he was he was going through a crazy dream, and he came in hot and he was like ready to tell it right off the top. And so I just hit record, and it was so funny. And so I didn't intro us. I also didn't do things like get pronunciations for names right. I didn't do things like get pronunciations, I'm not saying that word right, for names right. There's great podcasters that have been doing this for way longer than I, and they know to get these things written down, dates for the shows written down, all these things I didn't think to do. So again, this was a trial by fire. Bear with me in this episode. I had to edit around a lot of this and edit my way through this. So you'll see. I think it ended up being a great episode. There's a lot of laughs, and I thank Andrew for hanging with me through all of it. He had a great sense of camaraderie and humor. And you'll see. I think it's a great episode. I hope you guys do too. And I'm glad we could get 2 episodes off of it. So I'm going to throw you into this crazy dream, this trial by fire, and I hope you enjoy. Again, After's coming out on Tubi 27th. All 8 episodes are dropping, and I'll let you into the podcast now. Enjoy.
I hope my computer doesn't overheat on us, man. This is weird.
I gotta buy a desktop. No, I don't.
Or stay charged.
No, I muted myself.
A second here.
Okay, Hello. Mic check.
So you guys haven't recorded anything yet?
No, I would
Yes.
say not.
All right, so here's what happened to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Last night, Andrew knows this because when something happens, I call Andrew immediately.
Yeah, we get excited. We're like kids.
I got probably one of the biggest auditions I've ever gotten in my life for a mainstream, huge TV show. And it was just an audition.
We're talking to Michael Oilar.
Wait, but okay, I'm
Go
still
for
on,
it.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I got this audition. So when that happens, it's really hard to fall asleep. Like, really hard.
Right.
So I was up at, I tried to go to bed at like 9. So like I'm thinking, and I'm like, wait, I got to change some things on my website. So at 10:30, I'm changing things on my website. And then I'm like, I've never auditioned for this casting director. I got to Google this casting director. I Google the casting director. I find hours and hours of videos of him talking about what he looks for. So I watched 2.5 hours of videos from this casting director. So then I'm just laying there thinking about the breakdowns, thinking about the character. And at this point, all the audition was just sending in a headshot, my IMDb credits, and like my background. Like I don't even have dialogue yet. But the breakdown of the character.
You had the sides?
The breakdown of the character is so perfect for what, like, it's my wheelhouse. And then, like, all night long, all I could think of was what the sides are going to be. What are the sides?
Okay.
What are the sides going to be? And then I finally fell asleep for like 5 minutes and woke up in the middle of a dream where I was auditioning with Ella Langley. I don't know how she got in the mix, but then all of a sudden,
I have no idea who that is.
She's got the #1 song in the country right now. She's a singer. Then
I'm so old.
I woke up, and now it's like 3:30, and I can't fall back asleep. And then like 6 o'clock, I get up, I take a shower, and I'm like, okay, I'm awake. And then I'm like, I am so tired. I'm just gonna lay down for 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, it's like 10:30, and I'm like, whoa. And that's where I am today.
And that's how I got here.
Welcome to the psychological mind of an actor.
What is this song that's apparently #1 in the nation that I've never heard of?
Does it look like you love me?
Choosing
Texas. There's no... Okay, it's from 2025, so I doubt you're right.
No,
I'm not allowed to play this.
Oh, Choosing Texas is this...
Oh, it's great. I love Ella Langley.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to this concert.
You're not really a country person, though, are you?
No.
Yeah.
Dang.
Maybe if I had heard this several days ago when I was in Florida. Okay, so you were in this dream, you were in the scene with Ella Langley?
I think she was actually like the casting director. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. She did.
Never
she
know.
Did a great job. She was.
Wow.
Seemed like I did all right.
And
she was
I
nice.
have to imagine you have some type of crush on her?
No.
Sure you don't.
It's probably because she's on the radio all the time.
That's fair. That's so funny.
I love dreams. I love them. Love dreaming. My dreams are very vivid. Very vivid.
This one was too. In fact, when I woke up, I was confused because it was so real that I was like,
Yeah.
Did that happen? Okay, did I get the part? Wait, I don't even know the lines.
Wow. You don't know the right.
I don't know my locker combination.
Wow. Locker combination. What?
It's like a
Hello, everybody. This is the Undoubtedly Real podcast, episode 2. We're talking with creator of the After series, Andrew Jacob Brown. We are here with Michael Oilar. Am I saying that right, Michael?
Oilar.
Oilar.
You're making it a little fancier than it needs to be.
It's French. It's French. Say it for me. Sorry.
Oilar.
Oilar.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not an
not as
oily
fancy.
man. You're a very nice, non-oily, non-greasy man, and so I can't make you oily. And he played the part of Principal Buyer in my short, The Cancer Card, who allows Benny to live his childhood dream of pulling the fire alarm in his middle school and get away with it and run out of his middle school. And that is a dream I had every day. We filmed it in my middle school. We taped a fake fire, actually a real fire alarm that wasn't hooked up to anything, and it was the dream. We have a show creator, and not a small part, but not a what do we call it?
A leading role?
Not a lead role
For what?
for After.
No, Michael's one of the leads.
I'm sorry, okay, then you were very humble about that.
You know, I try to. A role's a role. I don't
A
really
role is a role.
differentiate from my perspective whether I'm a supporting or a lead. I do what I'm
Okay.
supposed to.
I guess it could go either way. There's about eight cast members, including myself. And he's one of them. I don't say this out of false humility. I just try to I kind of look at it as an equal thing, as all leads. Instead of saying I am the lead of a series that I created, I don't like saying that.
It's an ensemble.
Yeah.
That's
Really is.
awesome.
Yeah.
And now my co-host is with me, Baylee Ramsier. Hi, Baylee.
What up?
I'm so happy to have you. Michael slept in because he had this wild dream. We'll dive into that, and I have something really crazy about dreams that'll tie into when we talk about podcasts. But I want to get into the After series. So, Andrew, can you pitch us the After series? You made it, but give us your pitch, when you're going on these news stations or, pitch it to me like I am a big budget producer.
Well, I won't do that because I really don't care what big budget is.
Okay,
I'll
fair.
tell you what the After series is about.
That's fair.
The After series is an apocalyptic drama.
Yes.
It takes place in the last days. It is about a group of fractured survivors that have to kind of group themselves together. They get forced to band together to survive the last days, and they have to kind of face a lot of their own issues during this hardest time in history. During a time when, it's an economic collapse and it's a harsh government, I'll say. So
Right.
and that's what makes it interesting is a lot of characters like Michael's. They're facing issues that, how do I say it? It's like these characters are not 100% good. And they're not 100% bad. I guess that's the way you want to say it. But they're all lost. And they're trying to navigate this life, during a time where, they don't have any hope or faith or goodness. It's an intriguing drama. Basis of what the show's about.
Yeah, and you say end times. I mean, you're not talking about like Walking Dead as in there's zombies coming and we're doomed to everybody become zombies. We're talking biblical. I've never watched it.
I watched it until Glenn died.
I've heard that from
Spoiler.
people.
For anybody who hasn't watched it. That's what most people did, Mike, actually, on that one.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah, that was a huge shift there in that show. But
Wow.
look, I mean, apocalyptic shows are just kind of like my thing. I really like, I think that as viewers, now you can chime in on this one, but I think as viewers, as we watch, the survival shows, end time shows, apocalyptic, whatever you want to call them, it makes your mind work. Like, what would I do?
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're so popular. I would raid those cupboards, or whatever it is. Like, it just gets the mind thinking, and I think that's why I like those shows.
Right.
Did you watch Leave the World Behind? on Netflix.
The movie, right? Is that a movie?
Yeah. Yep.
I did. Yeah. I think so. I can't remember who was in that, but I remember that came out.
That is
Didn't
one.
Obama produce that?
I don't.
I
Did you
think
say
Barack,
Obama or a
yeah.
llama?
No, Barack Obama. I think he produced that one.
Okay, so not a llama.
That is one that. Oh, Julia Roberts is
Julia Roberts. Yeah.
and Ethan Hawke. Yeah. That's one that made my brain really.
Gave you that what if, right? That
Yeah.
what if.
Yeah.
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 Really?
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
really good.
We're not here
It's
to plug
longer.
that though, Bailey.
Yeah. You're right. We're not.
Hey,
We're
you
not
said
here
you
to
wanted to
plug
make it fun,
Julia
Jimmy.
But
Roberts.
yeah, I those kind of films.
But so, I mean, after his biblical end times, something we all believe is gonna happen.
Yeah, I am okay. I'm a huge eschatology fan. It's just a fancy way of saying the study of end times, and I've got into that 20 years ago, and I'm a big guy. I'm a
Okay.
big getting into scripture kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think Left Behind kind of made a popular run, like in the early 2000s, with the book series. It was a book
Yeah.
series, and they made a few movies, but yeah, I mean, that's basically what After is about. It's leading up to the second coming of Christ. It's a 7-year tribulation period that we're all going to face biblically. You know, the when or the hour. I think nobody knows the hour, but I got intrigued by that, and I thought, you know what? Nobody's ever done a drama of this. We've made plenty of movies,
Mm.
Yeah.
but let's do a biblical, dark, gritty, end times apocalyptic story, but make it clean, if that makes any sense.
No, I get it. I get it.
That's where my heart's desire went towards, and I think with this kind of story, it can reach the believer and the non-believer at the same time.
Yeah. No, I love that.
How long was this thought like in your mind until you were like, okay, let's actually do it?
Yeah, well, it started with a movie I did called Before It Happened. I was at a film festival, International Christian Film Festival, 2021. I met Kevin Sorbo. I talked to him after he had a big screening because he said he was going to be remaking the Left Behind movie. He was going to be directing it. I went up to him when there was nobody around. And I said, hey, I said, Mr. Sorbo, I'm here being nominated Best Actor. I am an actor, and I would love to audition for Left Behind. And the reason being is because it had a lot of impact on my life. And I'll save this for another story, but I got saved because of the Left Behind series.
Wow.
I gave my heart to Christ because of it, and because it was intriguing to me, and I knew that, you know what, if the Lord did come back today, I don't think I'm going to be in His good gracious. So I said, Sorbo, can I audition for you? And he said, yes. He's pulled out a pen, he pulled out a pad and pen, and he said, here, write all your information down. And I did. He said, put down your email, your phone number, the project, everything. I said, okay.
Wow.
Boom. Took a picture with him, bought a DVD, and we had 5 minutes of chat. And I said, man, thank you for the opportunity. Oh, I want to make this point. I said, I just want the opportunity to fail. That's what I told him. I just want an audition. I don't care if I get it. I just want an opportunity. And that's what I think made him, okay, yeah, cool. Here, he told me where it was going to be filming. 6 months go by and the trailer comes out. I get this text from a friend and he's like, hey, man, the trailer's already out, and I was bummed. And Michael knows we get emotional sometimes when we get attached to these things and these kind of projects. And I never got the call, never got an opportunity, never got an email, nothing. And I thought, man, bums me out, And so what I did was I went on a 2-day camping retreat with just a friend of mine, and with just us Bibles in the woods. That's it. And I said, man, I need to come up with a story. Like, I need to make my next film. At this point, it would have been my 4th feature film. And I said, man, I want to do something in this vein of end times because that's where my passion is. And so I thought, you know what? If I can't do Left Behind, I'll do my own. So I came up with a movie called Before It Happened. And that's just a basic story of a detective who he gets suspended and he has to, but then the lieutenant says, hey, while you're suspended, I need you to go find my brother, which was his ex-partner. They had a falling out, and he said, I need you to bring him home because I'm dying of cancer.
Okay.
And So the character I'm playing reluctantly has to go do that, and he finds them. And when he finds them, he's in a drunken stupor. He's in a bad place, and then they go on this journey together, trying to bring him back. He's in all sorts of heat and trouble, and so what the whole point of this story was to lead people on, and the end times is a backdrop. That this detective has all these friends talking about the last days and how tough things are, and it's just kind of a teaser throughout the whole story. And then you get to the very end of the movie. Spoiler alert. The rapture of the church happens. I had a couple showings on this, and people were like, they had no idea. They didn't, it's one of those things. It's like, I didn't see this coming. The premise of the movie, the premise of the movie was to say, you spend all this time in your life trying to gain things. That's what this detective was. This detective was lost. He was just trying to get his next promotion. He cared less about people. He stomped on his friends. And when he got to the end, he never got his goal. And then the rapture happens. And the whole goal is to say, you spend your whole time wasting it for what?
Right.
It's not about this life. And then in the end, when everybody's gone, he gets what he wanted, but now he doesn't want it anymore. They call him and say, hey, you got your promotion. It's like, I don't want it now. So that was the point of the movie. And so when I made that, I couldn't get anybody to pick it up. Nobody wanted it. Pureflix said they wanted it, but then they merged and they didn't take it. And I tried so hard, and then finally the Cristiano Film Group came around and they distributed it. And they put it on their Christian Movies YouTube channel. And I got like 400,000 or 500,000 views in 2 months. And then I got to 800,000 views. And I realized there's an audience for this. People actually like this story that I made on a very low budget. So as I pondered that, I thought, you know what? I want to make a television series based off this. A continuation of the story. And I ended up making 2 features in between then because, I wasn't ready. I didn't have the resources, the money and all that. But then after I made those 2 features, I was set on it. I said, okay, if I'm going to make my next project, it's going to be something that I'm going all in on, taking all the things I've ever learned and pour it into a project. And that's where After was born.
Absolutely. And these are on your YouTube page, right?
My old movies are. Yeah, I got some of them on my YouTube channel. Yeah. But they're out there as well. Like you can find them on Tubi, the Roku channel, and
Great. Okay. Yeah, I dug a bit into your YouTube page.
You did.
Yeah, no, you have a lot of great content, which we'll dig into. I had a number of questions. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Really interesting. So that gentleman that you were talking about that you asked to audition for his film, what was his name again?
Kevin Sorbo. He's an actor.
Oh, okay.
He used to play Hercules back in the day.
Hercules.
Really?
I don't know if you've seen that TV show. Michael's laughing.
No,
I see you grabbing.
Jeez, you guys make references. I have no idea what they are. And he was making the Left Behind series?
He was directing the Left Behind movie.
Okay.
At the time.
What year was that?
That was 2001 when he was getting ready to do it.
He did
Okay.
play the main role, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He ended up playing the main role. Yeah, the lead character.
Oh, yeah, he's in
Baylee.
the God's Not Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen him, I'm sure. I'm sure you've seen him. He's
sure.
kind of a Hollywood actor that got into the faith side.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I read that first book, but I've always, dying, especially as a kid, I was so afraid of. I think any kid is. I mean, you just run for your life, at the thought of dying, at any danger. And so I was pretty convinced at a young age that, there was a God and Jesus was real and stuff like that. And so the book of Revelation scared the bejesus out of me because I was like, oh, it's death. I'm not ready for this. And so I flipped to anything else other than that, even when I accepted Jesus into my heart. So I never looked at Revelations just because it freaked me out. Baylee and Michael, were you guys that way? What were your guys' opinions or feelings about that stuff?
I didn't grow up in the church.
Right.
It's funny because one of my Bible study leaders, like she grew up in the church, and her and this other girl in my Bible study both grew up in the church, and when they were kids, they're like, oh, like Revelations, it's so scary, it's so scary. And
Yeah.
now they're like, you know, great, like can't wait for the Lord to come back. But then
Yeah.
myself and this other girl, we didn't grow up in the church. So then when it's like all these bad things are gonna happen, okay, but Jesus is coming back, great, cool, let's go. Like we just like have a different perspective because we didn't grow up in the church. And I'm sure like as a child that is scary. But I'm like, when you don't have that hope, before, and then like you now like are in relation with your heavenly father, and it's just like, okay, great, like when's he coming? Can it be tomorrow? So that's my take on it. Like I'm like just
Right.
let it happen,
Yeah. Mike, how
Yeah,
about you?
I didn't grow up in the church either, but I've
Okay.
since read Revelation multiple times, as well as the Book of Enoch. I think goes hand in hand. I know it's not canon, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those things where like you try to break down the symbolism and what is theoretical versus what is literal. And it's a hard read, and no one really can break it down. You can have a million different opinions as to what it all means, but nobody knows. And you read it and you just hope, well, I hope the rapture actually happens before Revelation, because I don't think I want to deal with those 7 years, because that's not going to be
No.
fun. No. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a heavy one.
Yeah. So Andrew, when did you start really, getting into all that? Because you're clearly fascinated by it.
I am. About the time I gave my heart to Christ, really. I mean, it
Yeah.
was in 2003. By the way, I have an iconic date, May 4th, since May 4th just happened.
Nice.
May the 4th be with
Wow.
you. That was the day I gave my heart over to Christ, so it's always remembered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
But,
recording this on May 7th.
yeah. You know what? I'll say this. I was really fortunate because we had a verse-by-verse Bible church.
Mm.
Okay.
And that's very rare. And I don't say that humbly because it's just kind of a sad. Not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of churches go through verse by verse. And we're talking from all the way, Genesis all the way to the end. And
Wow.
it takes us 14 years to get through the whole Bible.
I believe it.
But it's fun because you can always go back and listen to the recordings and study. And when I was a garbage man, I did that for 6 years.
Mm.
I used to listen
Wow.
to 8 teachings a day.
Wow.
And sometimes I listen to the same ones, and just like anything else, just like acting, remembering your lines, whatever it is, like if you do something repetition, like you're going to memorize, you're going to get good at it. And I
Right.
come from that, how do I say this? I come from that background where I didn't have a dad growing up. So I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So martial arts, basketball, anything that I was in, it required repetition to get better at it. And I still have those same principles today. So with the Bible teaching, I was eating it up because here I got a pastor that's going through the Bible, teaching the Bible,
Right.
the Word.
Mm.
And then when you get it over and over, you're like, man, like you start to see things more clearly and faster.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just got kind of really into it. And, 28% of the Bible is Bible prophecy. It's a fourth.
Right.
Not a lot of
Okay.
people want to talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
So I
It's
think it's very
intimidating.
Yeah, well, it can be, but you don't want to get me off on scripture. But 1 John 3 says that, he who has this hope, talking about the hope of the Lord's return,
Mm.
Yeah.
purifies himself. So there's a different perspective. It's not all fear. In fact, I think it's exciting. We're living in a days that's talked about in the Bible, in my opinion.
Mm.
You see
Yeah.
that and you go, wow, that's us. We're right here. Mockers and scoffers will come in the last days. Hey, I know a guy, like we're living in those times. And for me, I think it's exciting because I have that hope in the Lord's return, and it purifies me the way I live. I'm not going to go out and do some sinful act or crazy. I'm not going to try to be in a bad place when he comes back, because he can come back anytime.
Right.
And so for me, it gives me hope.
Right.
And
No, me too.
kind of like what you were saying, Baylee. I'm not really worried about the Lord coming back, because I'm hoping he comes back.
Yeah.
Right.
Solves the problem of today's world.
Absolutely. It solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I want to go back to after. You did mention a few minutes ago that you grew up doing martial arts.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I was. I think I was 8 when I took my first martial art class, and then it was a few years later.
Okay.
I was about middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that for a long time. It's funny. Middle school, a friend of mine. It's not funny, but it's a funny thing about it. A friend of mine, my best friend.
It's a phrase.
My best friend at the time walked home from school on middle school, and he got jumped by 4 people. They beat him up. He came back to school, black eye, and I'm like, man,
jeez,
like what happened? And he told me what happened, but he goes, I signed up for some. I think it was like a day later. He's like, I signed up for some karate lessons. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
Man, I always wanted to do that, but it'd be better to do it with a friend, right? So I thought, yeah, let's do it. So I signed up, and that was the beginning of my journey.
Yeah.
I was like, I always had a desire for martial arts, and it's because I have really good hand and eye coordination. It's something I had growing up, just kind of gifted with, and so I felt I got into it, and it helped me. It helped enhance that. So I just did that, and took that karate on for a while, got a black belt, and then I thought, well, what else can I learn? So I started getting into a kung fu. I did a Shaosudo kung fu, and then I got a black belt in that, and I thought, what else can I do? So I started learning some Filipino Kali and some JKD and some Wing Chun, and I thought, I just kept going.
I don't even know those.
They're just martial arts styles, but I never got into anything crazy like MMA, like get on the ground and kill each other. I was more.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, no, I was just more infatuated with self-defense.
You were more Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
And so you are one of the leads or the lead in After?
I would say I'm one of the primary leads. So it's based off the movie, right? So it would be my character and Jason Haynes, the other actor, which plays the partner of Eli Jenkins in the Before It Happened movie. So I took those 2 characters, and I built around them, just like a television series. I wanted to have a television series with multiple cast members and make them leads to make it interesting. So I took those 2 characters, grew on it. That's where Michael comes in. He's one of the other 6 characters, and we built on that series. Yeah. So I guess I'm one of the head leads, me and Jason. Yeah.
How are you and Michael connected?
Well, Mike, do you want to share, or do you want me to share?
Michael, we haven't heard. I know you're still waking up, sleepyhead. We were, just to get people caught up, we were set to start recording at 10, and we had a lot of technical difficulties just because I am new to the podcasting world. And the whole time we were on here waiting for me to figure this stuff out, but Michael was nowhere to be seen. And
I was just waiting for you guys to get the technical stuff taken care of.
Sure you were. And we did hear the story of his wild dream, which was holding him up because he was very lucidly in this dream. But once he got on, we started playing musical chairs with this chat room. And so he got in, and then Andrew jumped out of it somehow. And then Andrew got back in, and I jumped out, and we were playing musical chairs. But I also started a Florence and the Machine song that I shared in the room. It was so funny to me because we were ready. I had prayed us in.
It was the song.
And I prayed us in, and I asked God to wake Michael up. And we were like, we're going to go without him, and hopefully he wakes up. And then I was ready to hit record. And then Michael woke up, and this whole game of musical chairs started. And it was beyond funny to me. I don't know about you guys, but it was so funny to me. And so, Michael, I haven't seen you drink coffee. Do you not drink coffee, Michael? Really?
I hate
what
the taste
a weird
of it.
man.
I hate the smell of it.
What?
Yeah, it's funny. I was
Wow.
in the grocery
Wow.
store yesterday and I walked by the coffee aisle and I almost gagged just from the smell. Like it's
Oh,
one of those smells I can't stand it.
the
Wow.
Lord gifts us all in weird ways, and wow.
Yeah.
Can't all be the same, right?
Oh, this. See, I know somebody who loves the smell but doesn't like the taste, but not to like either one. Interesting.
Yeah,
But
even as a kid, I like the smell of coffee beans.
okay, so
All right,
wait,
so
how are you
yeah,
guys connected?
how are you guys connected? Auditions or?
All
Mike, you
right,
want to
so
take it away?
I just kind of I came across some of Andrew's work a
Yes.
long time ago and just kind of followed him on Facebook. And
Great.
then he followed me back. We never really interacted. We just kind of watched each other. And then he started talking about the After series and how he was going to start casting for it. And I was like, I really want to work with this guy. So I just kind of watched his updates and his posts. And then he came out with some videos talking about how he was going to be releasing casting calls. I just kind of hung out, kept quiet, waited. And then finally there was a role released where I was like, there it is. I'm auditioning for this. So I auditioned for it. I sent my audition in. And when you send an audition in, normally you send it in and you let it go. You forget about it. You don't expect to hear back.
Unlike in your dream.
Right. And not even 10 minutes after I sent it, I get an email back from him. And it's him saying basically, hey, your audition was great, but would you do me a favor and audition for a different character? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's crazy that he watched it right away. So then I auditioned for the different character. And that's where he was like, the minute I saw you audition for the first character, I knew you were the other character. So he brought me on board and
Awesome.
we've been friends ever since.
Michael, I don't. You might have missed this. Baylee was our post sound designer for Cancer Card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
probably don't hardly get to meet that connection.
No.
The actor and the sound designer.
Yeah. I love sound. I could talk sound all day, but
Baylee, Baylee, I was going to ask you that. Like, out of all the film jobs, is it sound, or is there something that you'd like to do, rather do, good at doing? I'd love
yeah.
to hear your take on that.
It's funny because well, I got my degree in broadcasting and my emphasis was on video. But then I took like a post sound class and we had to take a scene from a movie, completely redo all the audio. So like ADR, Foley, sound effects, music, all of it. I was like, I like really like this. I think I want to do that, which led me to find a program to get my master's, which I ended up at DePaul.
Well,
And I find it so fascinating how sound, like, because I believe that you can have bad video, and when you pair it with good
Right.
audio, it's still a good film. If you have bad video, bad audio, or good video, bad audio, then you have a bad film. I feel like on the video side, it's more forgiving, where if you have bad sound, then people are like, what
Absolutely.
is,
100%.
and I don't know. It's just like I love on-set sound. I love being the recordist. I love the connection I get to make with actors. And
Yeah.
I just like also I like to make them feel safe.
Yeah.
I'm a people person too. I'm waiting on set a lot. Just like for me to be like, okay, now I can mic you or now I'm ready. Because you're always waiting on lighting and cameras. But like during that time, like I get to just talk with actors and I like to pick their like what about this what about this character relates to you, and I don't know, I like it in that aspect, but then on the post side of stuff, like you get to build this whole world sound wise. Like if I close my eyes, I want to be able to bring you into that as if you were blind. Like can you physically put yourself in that space? So yeah, really it's sound, yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And I've been a PA. I'm helping one of my friends kind of produce her documentary, which I have not produced before. I'm on the grant side of stuff, so finding grants and making sure those get filled out. But I think I'd want to do like first AD just because like as a sound person, I'm like, I hate when we're not on time and I'm like ready to keep it going. So I'm like, I feel like I could keep people on track pretty well. But I also love to learn. So just stepping into any role, honestly. I find it fascinating just to like learn from anybody and everybody. But yes, sound is the one.
As your sound just kind of dipped out. No, just right there for like a half a second. That's awesome. That's actually a good intro to you too, which we maybe would have recorded after because you do got to leave in a few minutes. Thank you for sharing that. And
Yeah.
for listeners who don't know, Foley is that, correct me if I'm wrong, Baylee, that thing like if you go to Universal Studios or whatever and they show you that video where they get like the coconut shells and they show you a video of a horse walking down a cobblestone street and they like tap the coconut shells to the street.
Yeah.
It's that clip clop sound.
Yeah. And
That's the fun stuff like that.
that's like one of my favorite things to do in the
It's
studio
fun.
is Foley. I've had one of my friends, she's asked me to do Foley on quite a few projects and it's fun. And it's like, okay, how can I make this sound in a unique way? Which I love watching videos of Foley artists as well. I watched a documentary on Star Wars and just like the sound in that from it. And then,
Right.
but then I also can't like watch a movie. I try to watch a movie and not like, well, how did they do that sound? You know, I try to watch it the first time and not think, but it's really hard when you're like, I want to be able to make these sounds or try to think of like how they created them. But love sound. I could talk all day.
Baylee, Baylee, do you know what the William Helm scream is?
I don't.
Does anybody else know what the William Helm scream is?
I do not.
It's a sound effect. I'll be terrible out of it. It's a sound effect they've used in millions of movies. They use it over and over. Almost every iconic movie uses it. It's when somebody falls off a cliff or something. You hear that. Ah! You look it up. It goes all the way back to, I don't know, 40, 50 years ago. You can recognize it.
It sounds the same in every movie, every show. It's that same.
The William Helm scream.
But I do have to get off here, so it was nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, Baylee.
And I can't wait to watch the show.
We might have to hire Baylee for some sound work.
I love sound.
Yeah.
So good. Love it. All right. Well,
All right.
you guys have a wonderful Thursday and hopefully talk soon.
See you, Baylee.
Thanks, Baylee. Good talking to you.
I did not see her having to dip out so soon.
All right.
Let's get into a little more of the logistics of your guys. Well, okay, so I brought up karate a little bit. I was going into your background of Andrew, your stunt performances, because you are a stuntman, right?
Sort of. I have experience.
Sort of.
In class.
You have experience.
Yeah. There's a way to
okay.
call. There's a lot of stuff that I use, but I don't have the official.
Okay.
title.
Right.
I could be hired.
Okay, and you perform stunts on after, I'd imagine, right?
Anything that is
seriously.
fighting wise or falling action stuff. Yeah, you won't see me again. I told you about heights. Yeah, the way I won't jump off a thing with a wall. I haven't done any wire work or anything like that. Not any serious stunt work. But fight choreography, let's call it that.
Is there some fight choreography in after, or there's some good action scenes?
Absolutely. Terry Bonds and I have a great introduction to our characters, and we had to go back and forth in a fight. It's more of a scuffle, but she holds a gun on me, and I take it from her, and she grabs me, and we scuffle, and we hustle over the gun, we slam each other, and we did a few things. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and she did great. And then there's a couple other characters, but I won't ruin the story.
I have a fight.
Yes.
Are you guys fighting each other?
No. Actually, our characters don't really interact very much.
Yeah, not
really.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, yeah, we do. It's been so long.
I know.
I gotta think. Oh wait, yeah, no, never mind. We do have scenes. Yeah.
Your character is almost confrontation with everybody, to be honest with you. Really,
Mike's a bad guy?
Well, we're all bad guys, but this character that he plays is just very rubbing He rubs you the wrong way, and
Sure.
I can't wait for you to see it because the 8
No.
characters are unique, and they
Yeah.
all have their own little quirk, flaw, and strength, and it's really cool.
So the character of Rich is probably
Yeah.
the most complex character on After, I would say, easily.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you can he's complex. So I don't
Yeah.
think you can come right out and be like, yeah, he's a bad guy.
He's complicated.
That's what I'm talking about, the gray.
And we can't give it away his issues, but I agree with Mike. It's because, and that's, it's funny, and I'll defend him because Mike has had a hard time with these interviews. Haven't you? Like when we did our podcast, and it was hard for him to talk about his character a little bit because it's so complex.
Yeah. That's a good plug.
The character for him, I mean, that character, I can say this safely, like he's a character that wants to do the right things, but he does the wrong things. But he gets blamed for things that he didn't do and has to defend that. And it's like this circular, and so he does things that's necessary. It's almost like he's a Jack Bauer. I mean, I don't know how to say it from 24. But
that's 24. Yeah.
Not as an action guy, but I just mean is how complex he is. You love to hate him. It's such a weird character, but he's not necessarily a bad guy. And I agree with you.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Huh. And so you guys don't interact a whole ton.
I recant that. We interact more than I thought. Initially, it's me and another character for the bulk of it, and then I cross paths with Eli, and then we kind of split off a little bit.
Where you see a lot of conflict come in.
Yeah.
That's what I'll just leave it at that. But we had fun. I mean, didn't we, Mike? We had fun, didn't we?
Oh, it was great. There was a day that it rained while we were filming. Andrew was stressed out. He was like, this is good. We're missing a whole day. And I tell you, that day we were all trapped inside of an Airbnb. We had the best time. That's
awesome.
I got to be careful in case some other cast members listen, but that was probably my favorite time. Just the four of us.
Really?
Yeah, four
That's
cast
awesome.
members in an Airbnb sharing stories. I agree, Mike. That was the best time. We still talk about that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That bonding, I'm sure it came through on set afterwards because you connect in such a way where it shows up so authentically and you can read each other and each other's body language. I don't know, something comes across, I feel like it's so natural when you're acting together that it's just things you wouldn't pick up if you meet on set or you have, a Zoom table read and stuff like that. And you're just, I don't know. Mike, you could probably speak to that better than me.
I think it depends on the project, and
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, oh my gosh, okay, let's see the last thing I went in. Because some of these times when you go on set and you film and you've never met anyone and it's your first time meeting, it's not like you just walk on the set and be like, okay, we're doing our scene. You've got all the time they're
right.
prepping and setting up. So you kind of like get to know who you're working with and who you're going to be on set. So you can at least get some sort of rapport, maybe run through it a couple times and just kind of like, okay, we got
for
it.
Sure.
But this whole thing, I mean, it was a full day. It rained and we talked and we played. Let's go through our lines. Let's like do this, and like we do it in different styles, and then we were like it was like we were at camp.
Yeah, for sure.
That was probably one out of two that I had of days that put a monkey wrench in my engine, like the rain. And we adjusted well because we thought, okay, we had 4 days to shoot these scenes, which was plenty of time. But then we had 2 rain out days. So we had 2 days now.
That's right.
So we thought, okay, how do we get on top of this? And Mike was right. I think you led the charge on that. You're like, well, let's just go rehearse. And we rehearsed.
Right.
And by the time we got to those 2 days, we dominated. And we even had time to look over. It wasn't that stupid. It was just crazy, like how we did those scenes. And wait till you see it. They were great.
Well, and
I'm
while you're
sure
doing
I
that,
have
I'll throw a
plenty.
plug in. I mean, Andrew was just nominated for Best Actor at the ICFF Awards for this role. And after
What's
was
the
nominated.
congratulations, first of all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Nominated for Best Series.
Big congrats.
Terry Bonds nominated for Best Actress.
Yeah.
So that's
Wow. And what role is Terry?
Terry is playing a character named Ren Riley.
Okay.
Ren. And
Very.
she
wow.
is a thief. And
Wow.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
What is the ICFF Fest?
Yeah, the International Christian Film Festival. It's in
Okay.
Orlando.
Where's that take place?
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Wow. I should have stayed.
Yeah, it was. I think you came after, though. I believe.
Dang.
Not sure when you got back from your festival.
I got back Tuesday. I was just in Tampa, around Tampa in St. Petersburg for the Sunscreen Film Festival. I had someone from my home church here around O'Hare area suburbs. She moved out to St. Petersburg around COVID, so I was on the phone with her. She used to come and hang out with me and walk our dogs when I was going through all the cancer stuff. And she said, look if there's any festivals around here, and if you get in, you can come stay with me. And so I found this Sunscreen Film Festival. I submitted to 2 different categories, student category, short, and Best Cause category, and I got in. We got selected for Cancer Card, and I got nominated for Best Cause. And my family was like, let's do a late spring break. And so we went, and it got a nomination, and we did the spring break, and it was the most relaxed, laid back, warmest community of filmmakers you could ever be around. Everybody was so kind. The weather was beyond nice. We were not dying of humidity. Everybody was so chill. It was awesome. So if you get the chance to submit to Sunscreen, please do, and please go. But congratulations on the nominations.
Well, congrats to you too, man.
Thank you so much. And you have a thief. That adds a great element of drama.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Sorry to plug myself. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. Hey, nothing wrong with a little shameless plug. I mean, and you can get into the weeds of that if you want. I know Michael was in one of those projects.
Well, yeah, that was for Michael too.
Yeah.
And it was at an AMC theater. I don't know if
I saw that post, yeah.
That was giant for me, because I've always had a dream of being on an AMC screen. So that made my dream come true. And I hope it made one of your dreams come true too. So I have some questions about theme. One question of what were some major themes that you wanted to write into the series, Andrew?
Themes. Writing, let me just say that. Writing is tough, man. I will.
Yeah.
Writing is, I believe, and I've heard this quoted before, but it's probably one of the hardest creatives out of all the creatives. Not to downplay an actor or director or anything else, but it's because you constantly have to learn and adjust, and it's just a never-ending degree on. You can get a never-ending degree on the writing part. So I was fortunate to start writing first before I did anything. So 2007, I started my writing journey, and I wrote a novel, and I sucked at it. I want to make that point. I sucked at writing, and it's because I just thought I could do it. And I realized that you got to read books and study on this stuff. So I did that. And in doing so, I learned a lot about plot, structure, themes, character, the 5 senses, all those things that go into a story. And, what makes a good story is the conflict that you put in there. You got to have conflict. Right. And so I think, and I will say this as well, I think that's what's helped me in my acting careers, because I have to get into the heads of all these characters. So when Eli Jenkins is interacting with Rich, or maybe he's not interacting with Rich, let's say, Eli brings something up in front of the group. how is Rich going to respond? Well, Rich wouldn't reply like Eli would. So sometimes the characters' personalities manipulate what you're going to write. You got to let them take over, not you take over. But all that to be said is it plays into themes. You're coming up with different themes, and so let me see if I can give you a good example. What I would do is I would go, okay. There's a I'll just bring this up. Like, so there's a part where Rich's character falls. He leaves the group, he falls, and I'm not going to spoil anything. He leaves the group, he falls, and you hear him. Now, I think, okay, my first instinct is, what are we going to do? Like, do they run towards that sound? So they run towards the sound, and then they find him in the brush, and, or do they run towards the sound and they don't find him in the brush? And then he jumps out of the woods with a knife and sticks it to your neck. Okay, that's another option. Or do I say, okay, they run towards the sound and he's not there. He comes out and, we surround him, but then all of a sudden they're surrounded because he has a team, right? Now, this isn't in the story. I'm just giving you, when you're writing, you come up with different options. You have to come up with options that you may never use to see if you'll use it. And oftentimes you go, oh, you know what? That would be better. Let's do that. That would trick the audience. So I don't know. Just having different characters, because
it's so spinning in your head, and then you get. For me, I just get stuck. I doubt myself so much when I'm trying to come up with stuff.
Well, then how about when the actor takes what you wrote and takes it a totally different direction, where you're like, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it happens more often than not on big or small productions.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? And that, let me speak to the director side of that. A good director will listen to that. Doesn't necessarily have to use it, because I've done both. Where I'm like, I don't think that would work here. But there are times where I'm like, forget what I put in there. Put your pride aside, man. Like, that's a better option, as long as it fits the story. So, Mike, I agree. From the actor, yeah. But then you can get in trouble sometimes. I'm like, I've heard of some. I haven't experienced this yet, but some directors I hear, that shut up, I write the stories kind of deal. I don't know if have you experienced that? I mean, I've only heard stories about it, like where you're afraid to bring up another option because they're directors like that. Yeah.
No, but I've had instances where in my audition, I gave my perception of what was written, and the director was like, that's not how I envisioned the character at all. I'm rewriting this based on what you just did. So I've had that happen.
That's such a compliment.
Yeah, and that's
such a compliment, right?
Yeah.
You have more flexibility there in the audition room.
There's also, the I forget words so many times because I still feel like I have chemo brain, or maybe I'm just not that smart. I can't tell which it is yet. The trope or whatever it is that you see on TV where it's you do an audition and then you just get thank you and then that's your audition, right? Does that happen, Mike?
Well, no, because almost every audition is a self-tape now. So I never have to go into a room. You just record at home. I make my tape, I send it off, and that's it. Yeah. I came into this whole acting thing so late in the game that when I actually started, it was just at the break of COVID. So I've only ever done 2 in-person auditions in my life.
That's more than most, though.
Wow.
In this day and age.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people started late. So that's pretty cool that you did that.
And you do talk about this, Mike. Andrew, you have a lot of great content on After's YouTube page. Is that right?
Yeah, and it's After Series YouTube channel.
And you have a video of you talking to every actor in the series, actor, actress.
Yeah.
About their character going through the series, their audition process, a little bit about their own background as an actor. And that's all found on After's YouTube page. You also have some great content going through the Book of Revelations and, some, for lack of better words, like sermons, right? about the tribulation and the rapture and stuff like that, which is really great if you want to dig deeper for watchers of the show and want to get to know stuff like that. So kudos to you on making that great content.
Oh, thanks, man.
So check out After's YouTube page. But to learn more about Michael's background, getting into acting, feel free to check out. You guys talked for about a half hour, right?
Yeah, the After series YouTube channel. I am creating a whole community there. So even
For sure.
the teachings, or if you want to call them teachings, because I get into scripture and
Yeah.
Bible, end time stuff, is related to the series. It's to get people
Mhm.
excited. So the podcast, if you want to call it that, it's called Actors on After. Now, if you're familiar with Actors on Actors, there's an Actors on Actors that they have on YouTube that it's usually two famous actors squaring off. Well, I did a spin-off of that, kind of play on words there. So I called it Actors on After. And that was before we filmed. So I thought it'd be a great way for not only me to get, to learn a little bit about the actors, but for them to shine a light on them and let them talk about themselves. And that's what that was.
Yeah.
And Mike's been at. We need to revisit that, I think. We need to maybe an after or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I encourage you to, for sure. And Mike, as a director, I want to ask you, were there ever any moments or things that stick out to you about Andrew's directing that you still think about, that, you've gone ahead, and whether it's, tell me the name of the new series, the post-apocalyptic one that's coming out.
We Are Hunted.
When you were recording We Are Hunted, that you still think about, that we're like, wow, that was a great note, that was a great adjustment. Sorry if nothing comes up.
No, it's when nothing comes up, it means the director did a good job. And Andrew's very much like, he'll be like, all right, here's the scene. Well, and we also had the ability to rehearse for all our rainy days. So when it came down to the actual directing on set, there was nothing he had to tell us. He was just like, okay, we're going to do what we did.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So that was very unique in the sense that we got to spend all that time with the director perfecting the scene and everyone throwing their opinions in.
Right.
And it wasn't like a rush, like, okay, Andrew, he goes in, he knows what he wants. He knows how he wants it to look. I can't recall any issues where he had to stop and really think about things. Like, he knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
And when that happens,
that's good.
I think as an actor, when you're in the process and you're doing what you're supposed to, you're so in tune to what's happening at the moment that it's not something that you necessarily collectively remember outside of the filming experience, regardless of what production it is. Because honestly, if I think about it, it's very, very rare when I can be like, I remember what that director did, because it was totally different.
Thank you, Mike. A lot of I learned a principle a long time ago I used to detail cars, and everything is in the prep work. And I carried that over. Same thing with martial arts. You learn the principles of it first. And if you do that, things will be smoother. And so the actors really did a lot of the work. Because I had to hire the right actors. I go for the right actors. I want actors that know what they're doing. It's not like I, just pick people out of a hat because they look like a character. Sometimes that's the case. I know that's a lot of the case, but I'm a rare director. When I was casting, I was looking for people that really fit this role, that knew what they were doing. I knew that I didn't have to worry about them. And I would say I got about 99% of it right. And if you want to give me anything kind of credit, that's it. Because when they showed up, they knew what they were doing. They read the sides, they knew the script, they knew the story well, they knew their character. And so when they showed up, man, it was just about me manipulating. They made my life easier, is what I'm trying to say. So casting is huge. You get a guy, and I won't name any names because I've had people, but you get people that show up and they don't study their lines and they're not ready, and they're looking at their phone and they're trying to get the lines down. That's
yeah.
You know, I mean, if I had any
Yeah.
other way of doing it, I'd just fire him and get somebody else in. But sometimes you get stuck. Okay, I'm with this actor. We got to hold his hand through this. So, yeah, I mean, the casting was important, and those guys, Michael, everybody, they showed up ready, and that's
Yeah.
huge. You know, I'm sure the big productions do the
For
same.
sure.
Like, it's all about who you cast.
And that's why so many times you see directors work with the same actors, right?
100%.
Because they're they're reliable. As I talk about in the first episode, I shouldn't say this, but idolize Chris Nolan to a point where it's too much. As a lot of film geeks too. And he was on Stephen Colbert. No, I have that wrong. He was on somebody earlier this week, and they released the latest trailer to the Odyssey, which is the like base point to modern storytelling. And they went all out on production. They filmed with only IMAX cameras, which are, I think he said, around 400 pounds, with the tripods. They had to have some type of enclosure for them because they filmed on actual ships they had to, I believe, well, I have to guess, because they were on ships at sea, something that would keep them from getting wet. I don't know if they used actual film or they did it digital, but they had to stop it from getting wet because that technology is so expensive and important. And so he used Anne Hathaway, who was on Interstellar, and Matt Damon, who was also on Interstellar. And he had to trust that these people weren't going to flake, because they literally such a journey of a movie, and they had to go at sea into caves. They had to go to literally like the ends of Earth. And if these people had egos and flaked, the movie wasn't going to get made, and he was going to waste all the Warner Brothers money doing such a impossible to make an Odyssey of a movie, and then they were going to be screwed. And so when you set out to make something like After, which is not even a tenth of the money of something like that, you gotta have a crew, and you're trying to make something for Jesus, right? And you don't have a zillionth of the money like that. You want to roll with people that are tight because you want to bring people to Jesus. When did you guys film this?
A year ago.
After.
Right?
Yeah, last
February?
year. Yep, January through March 17th last year.
Wow.
Which would have been out earlier this year. I have a habit of getting things out right at the beginning of the year. But it's because it didn't come out because I tried exploring hard avenues, very difficult ones, getting on Peacock, some other ones that I had some connections to. I wanted to take the risk, and it still didn't quite pan out. I had a few prospects, but I thought, okay, we'll go the other route. But it just took a few months off.
Right.
And I'm happy.
Well,
God knows.
It wouldn't be free if it was if it was on Peacock.
That's true. And not everybody will see it.
Are actually going to be working together in October on another series.
Yep. Lord willing,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, tell me about that, Mike.
I don't know how much there is to tell yet.
It's called The Annihilator.
I know. It's a series. I don't even know how many parts it is. I think I'm in like 3 episodes. I think you might be in like 5, right? I don't even know.
I think so.
But
5 books.
yeah.
The Annihilator?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Annihilator crime. It's a crime series. It's a 5-part series, from what I've heard.
Wow.
That's all I know. I think 5 hours worth of that is what it is.
Yeah,
I think
the writer's in the process of like revamping previous scripts and episodes and getting them out to us. So,
Wow.
yeah.
We're
Congrats.
excited about that. We get to hang out.
I know. I can't wait.
Very cool.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we've known each other just a little over a year now, and I mean I feel like I've known you my whole life. Like I feel like we probably talk once a week,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I
Pretty
like-
close
I
to
love
it.
that.
Like, and I feel like I was just hanging out with you, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
And you get me
Aw.
excited, Mike. Season 2.
Yeah,
No.
wait, that was one of my questions. When is season 2 coming out? Or is there a season 2
Well, we gotta have first
of
season come out.
After? You're right.
I'm in the process of outlining right now. I haven't written anything yet.
Awesome. Very cool. When does season 1 premiere?
May 27th.
May 27th.
May 27th.
20 days from when we're recording this.
Yeah.
Okay. And one week, episode 1, or all at once?
No, all at once.
Wow.
Yeah.
The mega drop.
Yep.
8 episodes?
8 episodes. Yeah.
Wow. I think I'll
42-minute
binge it.
average episodes, give or take.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
finale.
I can't wait to binge it because I haven't seen it. He sent me some clips to use for demo reels and stuff. But I as an actor, I get a script. I don't read anything that doesn't pertain to my character, so I don't know the story. I just know my character's role and how I interact with people. But I can't wait to see the other stories.
I'd have such a hard time doing that because as a storyteller, I want to read it all. I just want to know everything.
Yeah, as an actor, I don't want to know anything that my character doesn't know. I don't want anything influencing me. I don't want to.
That's
know
the way
my
to be.
character
That's it.
and my character's world.
That is smart.
It's awesome.
That's a good move. And I thank you for that as a director. All right, guys. Are there any last few things that, I may be missing? I haven't, loose ends I haven't tied up that you think we should get to?
Can't think of anything.
I think did you say where After is premiering?
Oh, yeah.
No, good one.
Tubi,
Mike.
right?
Thank you. Tubi TV, May 27th.
Okay.
It will be on Amazon as well. Tubi's the main one, I'm going to say that, because Amazon, you don't really get a date with Amazon.
Okay.
But it will be on Amazon. Some people don't like ads, and I went that route with Amazon, that people can buy the whole thing or rent it, whatever. That way you can skip ads. I got a lot of people in my church that just kind of want to say, just give it to me, man. So I said, okay, we'll go the Amazon
That's
route.
so funny.
But I want people to see it. So Tubi TV, 100 million viewers a month on there.
Wow.
It's a lot of viewers on Tubi. It's also going to go on Rediscover TV. That is a new streaming platform. It's subscription based. They're up and coming, so they're still working on some things.
Very cool.
Rediscover. We might have an international deal later. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. It's going to be all over. And Rediscover, just since you brought that up, there's a movie released by Tyler Sampson called Broadcast, and I appear in that movie, and that is on Revamp.
All right, that we are talking with Andrew Jacob Brown, creator of the After series and lead actor and also stunt choreography of the After series, and also Michael Oilar. That's the French version. Michael Oilar. What's your character's name again? I'm so sorry. Rich from the After series. That'll be premiering on Tubi, all 8 episodes on May 27th. You can find them on YouTube, the After series, and also you can look up their Instagram, the After series. It'll be premiering on Tubi, like I said, April 27th. It's been a pleasure talking to you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's an honor. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. All right, check it out.